Boa. Serarulho. Como será que eu podia descobrir quem tá espionando Thelma? Eu vou evoluir, né? Eu posso evoluir, então bora evoluir, pai. Foda que é 1000 que custa, né? Então foda-se, vou usar ele não. Ou vou aumentar o vigor, parça. Foda-se. Deixa eu aumentar a vida. Acho que gostei disso aqui. Não. Opa, esse aqui também é bom, hein? Nossa, 1300. Cê é louco. Vou aumentar a vida então. Vou redefinir. Entrou ali embaixo então, né? Vou descobrir até quem tá. Do mapa, porra. E aí, vamos trocar ideia.
Good evening, Miss Howard.
I need blood, Doctor.
Fala nada, valeu. Vou conversar com alguém que tá aqui. Tem ninguém aqui, mano. Não consigo nem falar com ele. Mano, quem tá espionando a Thelma, Zé? É você?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell me what Dr. Tippett did. I know his mistake caused a patient's death.
If I had not covered up his error, Dr. Tippett would have been fired from this hospital. I could not let that happen.
You can't allow your emotions to dictate your conduct concerning patients, Nurse Brannigan.
Look around you, Dr. Reed. Do you really think we can afford to lose a brilliant practitioner like Dr. Tippett's in our situation?
Perhaps you did it with the best intentions, Nurse Brannigan, but you took a great risk. Must I remind you that a man died?
You mean you've never made a mistake? Never covered your tracks? Come on, Doctor. I wasn't born yesterday.
Top, hein? Ela tem tudo.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call.
Você está pionando ele?
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good...
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan.
Oh.
Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
O que mais tem que falar pra nós?
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Who was this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Pode o cu.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Dr. Rick,
Corcoran, I want...
he was my...
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
Entendi, Zé.
I will cover for you, Dr. Tibbets, by keeping what happened to Mr. Connor to myself.
I don't know what to say, actually. I can't exactly force you to become my accomplice.
You didn't force me. This is my decision to make. I believe you're still of use to the hospital, considering the situation.
Then I can make you this promise. As soon as the epidemic is eradicated, I will resign.
What will you do after your resignation? Do you have a plan?
I always fancied visiting Cyprus. Such a beautiful island. I could buy a house there, by the sea. Read poetry and wait for death.
Top, hein?
Goodbye.
Eu acho que eu sei quem tá esperando ela, viu?
Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing in. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Oh,
Since you're on the front line, How is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Bota fé.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
Muito bom. Então valeu. Mano, não tem espionagem aqui não, velho. Não tem nem sangue de gente aqui, velho. Só se for ali. Se tiver alguma coisa ali. Não tem nada aqui não, mano. Opa! Vagabundo. Muito bom, hein? Consegui fazer a missão dela. Entendi, Zé. Doideira. Vamos fazer umas missões, né, parceiro? Muito top. Vou levar remédio lá pra mulherzinha doida lá. Só tá aí pra me conversar.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Não,
Goodbye.
não
Words to calm the children, Ellen.
é.
As for
Ele que
me,
vai falar.
I'm quite.
Thank you for your... Good evening.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Doc.
Good evening, sir. We like the book.
Eu sei, mas...
Finally,
No.
you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Beleza.
This hospital. Good evening, Doctor.
I'm alright.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswell.
Vou falar eu, seu
Good
bunda.
evening.
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
I will see you later. How painful.
So painful.
I have to go.
Don't waste your time.
Vagabundo. Vocês não tem nada pra falar pra mim, velho.
Dr. Reed,
Você tem?
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
Ai, ai.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East...
Can you be more...
Well, veterans.
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Meu trabalho dela foi aqui.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
How is the duty roster organized?
Everybody works until they can't. If there's time, they'll eat a meal and shed a silent tear.
What about medical protocols?
Dr. Reed, we don't have the money and resources here at the Pembroke like they do in the West End. We do what we can.
I'll... s-
Nossa, esse lugar aqui não, Zé. Do quem vai se fuder.
Good evening. Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
Mulher doida, Zé. Moralmente doida.
I'll leave. Good
Tem uma
evening.
coisa aí?
Goodbye.
Olha só, dá coisa não é? Vamos lá fazer a missão dela então. Vamos lá fazer a missão dela. Bora, 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 bora. Corre, 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 corre. Corre, 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 corre. Deixa eu ver aqui qual que é a arma que eu vou usar. Só esse cara me viu, Zé? Mano, pra chegar lá tem que ser por aqui, velho. Corre, menor. Eu vou só correr, foda-se. Caralho. Sai. Não vou você chegar lá. Eu chego lá. Chega por aqui. Sai, porra. Mano, não dá pra chegar. Mano, pra chegar lá tem que ser por aqui, velho. Mas tá fechado. Vou voltar lá. Nossa, muito chato. Vou ter que voltar lá. Fudeu. Nossa, fudeu. Não, agora eu vou morrer mesmo. Sei nem onde que eu tenho que ir, mano. Precisava ir lá, velho, mas não consigo chegar lá. Não consigo chegar lá. Não. Toma no cu. Tomar no cu. Ele vai se fuder, na moral mesmo. Filho da puta. Não consigo subir de nada. Ah, foda-se.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Go on, off you trot.
Achei que ele ia matar eu, velho. Mas já tem um cara forte pra caralho. Vai se fuder, velho. Não tô nem aí.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Foda-se. Eu vou chegar lá, pai.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Toma no cu, Zé.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Vamos lá. Esse negócio tudo, não tô nem aí. Aqui que é a maiorzinha. Isso. De errado. Esse vagabundo tá lá fora.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
E aí, seus vagabundos? Tá lá fora. Olha. Cheguei nela.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Oh, não fez comida não, Zé.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Nossa, é Vampyr aí, ó.
You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vamp... The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
Tá achando que era que transformou mais vampiro?
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition. Is our little mystery...
I think of nothing else.
My situation is...
É, então vai se fuder então, só uma merdinha.
We're so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York.
Harriet, vou lá conversar com Harriet. Chato pra caralho.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Eita. Harriet, Harriet. Porra.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight.
Yeah, man.
I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on.
Is
there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Mrs. Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Que doideira. As mulheres safadas. Armar aqui. Sai. Tá frio pra caralho, né?
Patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Colega do fio.
Good evening, Nurse Brennan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor.
Ô Vitor, bora jogar Rainbow Six aí, Zé. Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six. Vagabundo. Dorothy Crane, cadê a Dorothy Crane? Cadê a Dorothy Crane, Zé? Amanhã eu vou viajar, Zé, eu vou viajar hoje. Não vou jogar até domingo, Zé. Opa, vim pra Helxanese. Vem aqui, mãe.
Good evening.
Good evening,
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says
Então,
I
Zé,
don't care
entre
for
aí,
her?
Zé, pra não jogar um Rainbow
Hate is what
Six,
keeps that old
foda-se.
crone alive.
Patrolar, Zé, patrolar, Zé. Joga deitando, joga deitando.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Mas, mulher brava.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Caralho.
Goodbye, nurse.
Valeu. Peraí, deixa eu ver uma coisa aqui.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good.
Dorothy, Crane. Cadê essa Dorothy Crane? Olha essa mulher, Zé.
It's locked, all right.
Cadê essa mulher, Zé? Pô, como é que eu vou achar essa mulher aqui, velho? Ela não tá aqui não, porra.
It's locked.
Porra, ela não tá aqui, não. Vou chegar lá, Zé. Só não sei como. Vou chegar naquela mulher lá e vou quebrar na porrada, Zé. Tô nem aí. Já vai ver. Sai.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Sai. Sai. Sai, porra. Pode encher meu saco, menorzada. Mano, eu acabei de contar ela ali, velho.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
Que isso, né?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Oh. Ó. Você viu? Você viu? Você viu? Peraí. Viver sem ter você. Vamos lá. Pois vi. Dá, mano.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Vamos lá, o que vai acontecer. Vamos lá, o que vai acontecer. Boa. Boa.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Vambora. O cara me dando parry. Viu? O cara me deu um parry. O cara me deu um parry, mano. O cara é doido, Zé. Opa! O rei do rapato comum. Cadê? Ih, eu já vou achar uma boa. Aqui, né? Estaca, né, pai? Vamos essa arma aqui, ó. Toma aí, seu bloco. Daí, ó. Não tem mais coisa pra cá. Será que tem aqui? Só vai ser um entorno, então cadê esse cara? Dá sangue. Daí. O que está fazendo aí, parça?
Are you injured, sir?
Get out of here! I need to get out!
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay, I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do. Are you...
Valeu, rapaz. O que está fazendo aqui? Nada. Não, então foi bom ter vindo pra cá então, parça. Deixa eu tirar aqui. Não, aqui você sai, arrombado. Não é pra sair não, mano. Isso que dá, mano, jogar bagulho de mundo aberto. Você só se fode. Papo reto. Ai, agora é 2 anos de carregamento de novo. Ai. Eles estão dando apenas doidos, esses caras estão gastando ele, mano. Na moral. Se fode, ô filho da puta. Opa. Tomar cuidado com esse cara aí, Zé. Não, porra, não é pra comer rato não, caralho. Na moral que é lá que ele tá, né? Então vou voltar ali só pra ver o que tem pra esse lado aqui. Porque ali parece que é o bagulho, né? Parece que já é o ataque. O lugar, no caso. Nada aqui. Vamos lá. Estamos lá. O boss. Caralho, menor. O boss aí. Ah, então aí ó, monstros voltou tarde. Vai, pode. Porra. Matei. Otário. Te matei de primeira. De primeira.
Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
O que será que ela tá pensando? Meu Deus. O jogo ficou top, hein? Vamos começar aqui. Longe pra caralho. Você tá louco?
Felipe, que é morador de Curitiba também. Sim, é ele. O mais famoso entre todos os marombeiros. É nóis, mano. O mais aclamado, o mais amado de todos os marombeiros é ele, João dos Pequenos. O João do Monstro. Ah, mano. Valeu, não. Sou teu fã, mano. Papo reto. Não, eu sou teu. Todo dia quando eu acordo, eu tenho, antes de levantar da cama, eu preciso ver. E não tá achando ruim os memes que eu faço com você, não? É pesado demais? A gente vai conversar sobre isso ainda.
Muito engraçado. E otário. Vai. Se eu cruzar aqui eu consigo chegar lá? Consigo. Eu vou correr, falou. Falou. Eu vou descansar pelo ali, então. Sai. Eu vou voltar lá que eu vou evoluir. Sai. Não segue não. Que isso, mano? Jogo bugando aí do nada. Eu vou ali evoluir. Vou evoluir que não é louco, tá ligado? Porra, de novo bugando. Só esse jogo, mano. Ai. Mano, coragem, viu, mano? Eu não vou patinar esse jogo aqui nem fudendo. Joguei muito, achei muito chato pra patinar, velho. Se eu tivesse gostado um pouquinho mais dele, eu patinava. Ah, que eu upo aqui, velho? Não sei o que eu upo nessa bunda. Ô, mano, você sabe o que eu upo aí, mano? O que é bom de upar? Que eu upo nesse negócio? Vou upar então esse negócio aqui então. Papo reto. E vou... Vou melhorar esse negócio aqui. Ah, é verdade, eu podia redefinir o bagulho, né? Eu vou redefinir então. Vou fazer isso mesmo. Valeu, menor. Valeu pela dica aí, velho. Oh, e você matou os caras lá, mano? Tinha que matar pra... É, que não pode matar, né? Você deixou todo mundo vivo, mano, pra patinar o jogo? Mordidas. Isso aqui eu vou colocar também. Não. É isso mesmo, deixar todo mundo vivo no jogo. É foda. Aumentar o vigor mais ainda. Aumentar a vida mais também. Melhorar a mordida aqui. Ah, bota fé. Bota fé, mano. Mano, eu tava pensando em fazer platinar um jogo. Mas eu comecei a jogar ele, eu achei o jogo bem chato, mano. Tipo, não gostei muito dele não, mano. Eu vou jogar só pra zerar mesmo. O que mais que eu upo aqui? Aumentar mais vida. Não consigo upar esse poder aqui, deixar ele mais forte, não. Isso aqui. Também não. Aumentar o dano do negócio. Então, o diálogo é muito chato, mano. Você é louco. Não dá, velho. Aumentar mais o vigor, que é importante pra caralho. Vou pôr mais um desses aqui, foda-se. Mano, e pior que eu tô lendo tudo, mano. Eu tô lendo tudo, velho. Já que eu não vou platinar, mano, eu tô meio que... sei. Como eu não preciso correr, eu vou só zerar, eu tô prestando atenção no diálogo. Mas é muito chato mesmo. Bota fé. Mano, eu não tenho nem ideia se eu tô no meio, se eu tô no começo. Eu acabei de matar aquela fera, tá ligado? Aquele boss que fica lá no, tipo, no esgoto. Acho que é o terceiro boss. Ixi, aqui é foda, hein? Falta coisa demais, né? Na moral, deve faltar coisa demais, né? Corre, Pedro, corre. Ui. Ah, 12 horas tá suave. Só. Não, vou ler os diálogos lá, então não é muito assim não. Tipo, é muito mais. Eu zerei jogo maior. Ai, sai. Essa porta não abre não. Ué. Oh, cara, essa porta não abre. Sai, filho. Mano, na moral, tem que matar o sistema. Nossa senhora. Por cima? Como assim por cima? Você diz ali, ó. Você dá pra pular ali? Eu não consigo pular ali, vai pular lá, caralho. Na moral, velho. Ah, tem que matar eles. Entendi. Usar um poder. Ô, boa, você é foda, hein? Sai. Oh, você não acerta. Idiota. Sai, ô vagabundo. Olha aí. Matando. Preciso me curar agora. Opa, liberou pra pular. Boa. Deixa eu ver se tem coisa aqui pra pegar. Tem não. Valeu, mano.
It's locked, all right.
Ué, trancado. Aí você tá tirando, né? Esse negócio tá trancado. Como é que eu não tenho a chave disso?
I cannot enter.
Como é que eu não tenho a chave disso,
It's
meu
locked,
parceiro?
all right.
O jogo tá trolando, né? Será que eu não tenho a chave desse negócio não, velho? Não é possível. Mano, eu tenho outra chave aqui, velho. Ah, white chapéu. Não. Deixa eu ver se dá pra passar por baixo aqui. Pior que não dá, velho. O que será que eu tenho que fazer aqui, meu irmão? Ah, dá pra abrir aqui, velho. Ah, lá, mano, a porta abre.
This neighborhood is linked somehow.
Esconderijo.
Behind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Será que tem aqui? Aquela hora o negócio não queria abrir, você viu? Que merda. Matou o primo ali, ó. Que isso? Deixa eu ver o que aconteceu aí. Você é doido, mano? Como é que você mata o cara assim, velho?
I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Ai, ai.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Não. Não.
Goodbye, young.
Não, não, tem que conversar com ele.
How are you, boy? Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Valeu,
Goodbye.
parça. Quem que eu sei, parça?
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? But who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Fala merda, não.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see? Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better?
Yeah.
Foda-se, tô nem pra você não. O que você me conta?
Perhaps you could...
I'm sick.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
Você é doido, Zé. O cara é doido.
It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Muito bom.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Muito top, hein?
A gun?
Deixa eu ver se eu falo com o filho dele, ele vai falar alguma coisa.
How are you?
I'm not your...
Não, né?
Goodbye.
Então valeu, parça. Goodbye, young man.
Good
Tem que
evening.
falar.
Can I help you?
I'm afraid...
Ah, já conversei com você já, né? Ah,
A gun?
conversei com você já.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need.
Oh, really?
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in nature?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Top, hein?
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Ai, ai. O que mais tem que falar pra nós aí? Não.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Deixa eu ver o que você pode vender pra nós. Foda-se, tô comprando não.
When science failed you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Vamos ver. Let's start going there.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now, goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. Nobody at home. I cannot enter.
Cadê esse Darius aí?
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned. It's locked, all right.
Welcome, sir.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. Well, with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is in...
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I work there as an...
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Top.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then. Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I didn't answer.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Good. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and...
Sorry, no, sir.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Mano, vou voltar ao menu principal. Amanhã eu jogo mais. Outro dia eu continuo com a série.